Hello everyone, and welcome to my game of World of Warships. Today's replay, it's myself and I'm in the gearing at Tier 10 US Destroyer. I'm on the map Trap in a 3-point domination game. So this is a pure Tier 10 battle, there is no carrier, there is no radar, but there are 2 sets, so there might just be some Hydro. And speaking of Hydro, I'm currently Hydro. So I assume there is a set on the other side of this island. And this means I might just have to vacate this cap while the set itself can't attack me currently. Other ships might want to shoot me, although, yeah, there are some shells incoming. So, judging from RPF, it looks like the set might have left the protection of this island, but I don't really have much support here, you know. And that's really what's concerning me the most. Because if that's, there's the Hydra again. So the set seems to be charging now, and I got some torpedoes meanwhile on the battleship, that's nice. And I even got the first blood. Now what I was saying is, the problem with the set is that the smoke Hydra is a very powerful combination. Now if that set smokes here, then I can't fire back and he can just fire at me. Also looks like some other ships want to fire at me. I don't see many shells flying towards the set that are not my own.
The ship is on fire.
I mean, it would have been nice to, but that's what I was saying earlier, I don't really have much support here. Now I can take on this set in a pure gunfight, it looks like, but it's just because this set isn't actually smoking. What are you doing, set? So the power of the set comes from the smoke hydro combination, you know. Basically, you just sit safe in your smoke, you use your hydro, which means you're forewarned for incoming torpedoes and you can spot the enemy destroyer and you can just farm that destroyer. Now, it's not so hard to escape from a set usually because the hydro has limited range, but sets can dominate caps pretty easily that way. In the absence of radar, obviously a set has to be aware of radar. Now I didn't have any support here, so the set could have just easily come in here, smoked up, used his hydro and pushed out of the smoke, which was pushed me out of the cap, which is what I was expecting would happen. But instead he just kept charging out in the open, and now there is one less set. So, well, that's good for us. Maybe I can now get back and actually take this cap. We have taken the C cap. It looks like there is nobody up there except for a Shima. That set might be able to hunt down this guy or not. The Shima should just run away, basically. Anyway. And all of those ships should reposition towards the B cap right now. Not looking too bad at A. All the enemies, by the way. There are some here in transit, it looks like. I mean, our forces at A might just... They can play this passive, they can play this careful, but doing fine on camps. So I've almost made it back into the BO and there is a gearing coming. Now that gearing is a lot more healthy than I am, which means I can't really get into a gunfight with him, so I'm trying to... Now, keep in mind that in a replay you can't necessarily see who I've selected. I had the gearing selected and the gear, it was predicted that it would be around here. It's where I talked. But it looks like the gearing is already maneuvering once he's entered the camp. I was thinking that the gearing might just go straight here and hide behind this island, but it looks like he wants to stay here on our side. I mean, it makes a certain amount of sense. What makes no sense is that nobody's shooting that spotted gearing, even though the gearing is clearly firing on someone. But, be that as it may, the gearing is probably trying to stay on our side so he can get torps into the Thunder and the Republic. So it makes kind of sense if you think about it. Anyway, meanwhile, at the C cap our forces may or may not finally be moving towards B, which is nice. I mean, that Shima spotting position is very old, right? They could have probably already gone down here a long time ago. Anyway, still the gearing is still spotted. Still nobody cares. So what am I going to do? I mean, my division mate Viper is trying to fight for the A cap, well, has been trying for this whole time. I don't think I can help him overly much there. So I'll just try to keep maybe some spotting going on here, maybe I can get some torps. I really would like to take the B cap, can't do anything with the small inside it though. Maybe we can actually torpedo some battleships there. Maybe I should have used both of my torps for those battleships. Also, by the way, let me unlock the camera real quick. When you look at those when torping in this direction, you gotta be careful because those are very long-range torps and we have our whole fleet there, right? So if our fleet pushes in here, I gotta make sure that those torps are not hitting. That those torps are should be going somewhere like here. So that's always something you need to concern yourself with. So it's maybe I shouldn't have torped this way anyway and should have used more torps towards the battleship down here. But just as a side note, right? The longer your range your torpedoes are, the more you have to think about if you're endangering any allies by launching them. Now, I've smoked up here because I wanted to take a few shots at the set. I'm definitely not healthy enough to do this in the open, but we've lost vision, which is, I guess, unsurprising. It's not like Viper can go and try to spot this set because, well, established sets have powerful hydro. And we don't have an awful lot of support, and the enemy might just have quite a bit more than we do. The torps are almost ready again.
Concentrate fire on that enemy warship.
What's that Smolensk going to do? He looks like he's turning this way, so maybe I can intercept him here with torps. And obviously, this is a case where I have to be careful that I'm not torping Viper because he's coming this way. So I've once again decided to only use one torp launcher. It's usually a bad choice because if you use more torpedoes against one target, it makes it a lot harder to dodge, and if you spread them out, it makes it a lot more likely that one of them is going to hit. And it doesn't look like I'm going to get the torp launch at those battleships anyway. Well, battleship, or I guess the Montana is. Well, I don't actually know where the Montana is. So, meanwhile, our force at sea has... what's that Kurfürst doing? Now, plot twist, that Kurfürst is basically full health. I can tell you this... Oh, the Smolensk. It was so close and he dodged. If I'd used both launches, I'd have had a good chance of hitting someone. And the torps are almost reloaded by that point anyway. So now I have some going for the Montana. There is a reasonable chance that I'm going to hit this Montana. There is also a Smolensk here that's... I'm not sure, is he slowing down here? Speeding up again. I mean, he might just wanting to... Oh, a smoke screen here. What's that like? Why Kurfürst? Why? What do you think is up there? What are you hoping to find? Is it treasure? Is it booze? Or is that Kurfürst just trying to go for self-isolation? Anyway, the Smolensk is on very low health and he is... So I'm holding my fire here, by the way, until he's completely covered in his own smoke screen, because now he can't spot me. And I mean, he's on so low health, all I need is like one hit or two, so I can now just carpet bomb the area basically, and see, it looks like he is reversing. Also, looks like I got a torpedo on the Montana, it's always nice. And there you go, we've got a hit, and we sunk this Smolensk.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
So we're doing very well ship-wise, right? It's just points-wise, not necessarily, although Viper is trying to sneak into the A camp here. You know what we could really use? A full health Kurfürst. Anyway. Let's find something to torpedo. This area is not really ideal because there's so many small islands that basically block torps, and it's very hard to actually get basically a line towards an enemy. But, you know, maybe the Yoshino. It looks like the Yoshino might be coming towards the A cap. Maybe he decides that he wants to retake it, corrupt Viper. So that seems like a reasonable choice to try to torpedo. And I mean, Viper is trying to torpedo him trying to torpedo him too, so we're currently cross-torping this Yoshino. And, well, although it does look like the Yoshino isn't proceeding the way we wanted it to. I mean, it would have made enough, considering the points. Friends, it might have made quite a bit of sense for the Yoshino to try to take A. Then again, might not have the tools to actually find a destroyer. But I'm not sure where he is going right now. Anyway, meanwhile, an enemy Kurfürst is going for the sea cap, and it looks like a Kurfürst is trying to take our cap and is probably going to succeed because it, well, not like anyone is trying to stop him. But it's still looking rather fine right now. So what's up next on the menu? Smolensk, looking rather beached there. So, you know. Looks rather tasty. He's getting... Oh yeah, he's smoking. So, I mean, people could now blind fire him because he was kind of beached against his island. I'm not sure if he was stuck or if he just decided to sit there. But it was pretty obvious where he was. So I would expect the Thunderer to just... Yeah, there is some blind fire into the smoke. I've got my torps going too, so there is that. The Kurfürst... let's not talk about this Kurfürst.
Battle ends in 5 minutes.
So yeah, we are losing the sea cap, but there goes the smoke.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
It's actually pretty good because the insane DPM of this ship would have really burned down the Thunderer quickly, I assume, together with the Yoshino. How healthy is our Thunder, by the way? Yeah, still alright. Just has... Well, either it's 2 fires or he has fire prevention. Most likely has fire prevention, so it's 1 fire. So next up, let's see if we can take care of the Yoshino before the Yoshino manages to sink the Thunderer. A lot of torps coming his way. And what's also positive is that it looks like the enemy Kurfürst and the Montana, they are... I mean, the Montana is still going for C for some reason. The enemies need to defend their B cap, and they would have needed to actually help their Yoshino. Like, imagine if they had a battleship here, like the enemy, they could have shot the Thunderer broadside. Then again, the Thunderer might have acted differently if that was the case, but... Like, the enemy ships, they could have really helped. How do you know? I mean... We have our Kurfürst, they have their battleships. So, you know. Now at this point, it's hard to imagine that the enemy team will make a comeback. I mean, we still have 4 ships and they have 2. And then there is a spectator. It's also in the game. But we also have the points lead. I'm retaking B. I mean, that Kurfürst, he has Hydro, right? If he pushes me here, then I might just be forced to retreat. But it doesn't look like he's pushing, right? He's not turning towards this cap right now, which he really should, because he has to be concerned about the points. So, Montana is getting farmed quite nicely, is also on fire. Might get a hit into the Kurfürst. I'm assuming he's running Hydro there, so they are well, the Montana isn't making any evasive maneuvers against those torps though. Shouldn't like the Kurfürst have spotted those. Well...
Enemy battleship sunk.
Maybe the Montana thought he was dead already anyway. And he didn't care anymore. But that's the Montana gone. Now all that's left is the Kurfürst. And well, we still have 4 ships, they still have 1. And there is still a spectator around. So I guess, well, let's just unlock the camera here and speed it up, because let's just face it. This is probably not going to be that exciting. I got some torps off. Will I get the Kurfürst? Won't I get the Kurfürst? We will find out momentarily.
Our victory is in...
There we go. So here we have the results. I earned myself 2,964 base experience, and well, turned out to be a lovely game, I guess. So yeah. I earned myself the Confederate Kraken in the first blood, scoring 160,000 points of damage. So I hope you enjoyed watching this. I hope you're all staying safe, and I'll see you guys next time.